Ahoy and welcome to the skies of War Thunder. In today's video, we'll be delving into 3 exciting topics that I'm hoping will help shape the way the game is understood and enjoyed for years to come. War Thunder's new sensor view, the formidable AJ.168 MERTEL, and the iconic Buccaneer aircraft, the S2B. I'm Commander Tyrael, let's get started. The Blackburn Buccaneer, a British carrier-capable attack aircraft, was designed to exploit low-level attack runs and attack enemy fleet assets and shipping. It could carry nuclear weapons or conventional munitions. The Buccaneer S2B variant, equipped with the Rolls-Royce Spey engines, made history by crossing the Atlantic non-stop and unrefueled. Originally for the Royal Navy, it served in the Royal Air Force. Its strike role transitioned to the British Aerospace Sea Harrier after the retirement of large carriers. The Buccaneer's legacy lives on, and its story is one of innovation and adaptability. Compared to the previous models, it is fitted with countermeasures and is much more capable in the thrust department. It probably won't see too much use in air RB as expected, and may have limited use in ground RB, their lack of offensive armament and bulky frame leaving them exposed to multi-role and air superiority fighters. All of the Buccaneers are fun and easy to fly in sim mode, where there are maps that are suited to its naval attacker role with carriers to spawn on and fleets to attack. This is where they excel. This variant is fitted with the AJ.168 MERTEL, a television-guided anti-ship missile. The name MERTEL is a contraction of Missile, Anti-Radiation and Television, developed jointly by the UK and France. It was carried by various aircraft including the Blackburn Buccaneer, the Jaguar and the Mirage 3 F1. With its long range of 60 kilometers and a heavy warhead, the MERTEL excelled at anti-ship attacks. Unlike radar homing missiles, the MERTEL relied on video to guide it to a target. As such, it has some pros and cons related to the targeting. It weighed 3 times as much as the AGM-45 Shrike, but packed a greater punch. Imagine it as a seaborne hammer, perfect for striking at distant and slow-moving naval targets. I haven't had much luck in War Thunder with the dedicated anti-ship missile, the Cormorant, on the Tornado IDS, or other guided weapons that can be used for naval strikes, mainly due to targeting and guidance issues. However, that leads me to my next point. War Thunder has introduced a new feature, and one that I think is the most exciting addition in many years. The new sensor vision system that you can use in replay allows you to see the operation of sensors and missiles in a clear and understandable form. With this system, I can visualize the radar and other sensors and other weapons during replay. Just click on the sensor view button and the world transforms straight away. You'll monitor the battle more effectively and track aircraft radar and analyze the weapon seeker's performance. Customize the display to focus on the data that I want the most. This innovation will enhance your skills and help you understand why a tactical weapon failed in the heat of the moment. So buckle up! We'll explore these new additions by testing the AJ.168's effectiveness and uncover the best tactics. Whether you're soaring over the waves or tracking missiles, I have your back, so let's get into the sky. So during my time using the MERTEL on the Buccaneer, one thing I already knew is that TV guidance seekers and contrast seekers need a lot to look at. So sea skimming attacks rarely if ever work because high sea state or other ships crossing in front of your target can obscure the vision. So usually the best option is to come at a high angle with these missiles, starting your missile from about 4,000 feet. Again, you want the missile to target as much as possible, the largest cross section, and so the best attacks are always from the front. So even if it overshoots the targeting section, it's still going to hit something behind. That's the biggest problem we seem to have in War Thunder with targeting, is they aim too high and they overshoot. So you want them to hit something when they do overshoot. In this clip here, I'm firing 3 of the missiles, 1 at low altitude, 1 at 3,000 feet, and 1 at 5,000 feet. And you'll see how they perform. The low level one has a good target for a while. And then something happens, it loses track and just dips into the sea. The other 2 that are riding high dial in and their trajectories come in nice and close to each other but they still overshoot the target. Fortunately, they still hit because the ship is so large and it has a long length.
Hello.
One of the major weaknesses of the Cormoran fitted to the Tornado IDS is that it is confused by multiple signatures. So in this test, I wanted to see whether the missiles would have any trouble distinguishing targets from one another. The IDS's missile is radar guided and it gets extremely confused, even by sunk ships. So let's have a look. We're firing off 3. I did try to get 2 separate targets, but the 3rd missile bound to the Forestall. We had a strike there on the destroyer, hitting it in the aft section. And this will also see whether it's worth attacking the carrier with these missiles. 70 kilos, I don't know if it'll do much to the deck, and in this case it didn't appear to do anything at all. The Cormoran was not able to engage multiple targets, and it was even worse when they were in a formation like this, coming directly ahead. So my goal here is to try and target at least 2 different ships. It was very hard to get even one hit with the Cormoran because they just went wild. They would dip out or drop late or just completely overshoot. So any hits here I'll be happy with. If you're interested to see my tests with the Cormoran, I do have a video and I'll probably link it in the description. If I remember. So we've locked onto the first one, the sensor view showing that they have a solid lock with those missiles, as well as the targeting pod on the Buccaneer. Trying to get one through the back line, we have a solid target and their missile is away. But they all target the same ship. I'm not sure if it just took the first thing it saw, but we get a nice close view of the formation as we break through it. And so, after this testing, I've sort of come to the conclusion that this missile actually works. You just have specific launch envelope. So, I would say that the launch envelope for this missile is the target coming directly ahead of your aircraft, 5,000 feet, and dump them. They will hit the ship. Depending on the size of the ship, we got 2 solid hits there on that pass. I was very pleased with that attack run. And then the optimal attack would be with a spread formation, such as this one here, that's set up to dodge U-boats. So we'll target 3 different ships, fire away all 3 missiles, and we'll have a look and see how this goes. And it actually makes me very happy. I'm not sure if there's been some tweaks or whether this missile is unique, so I may go back and test the Cormoran again. And the sensor view is going to give me an amazing insight into what's going wrong with that missile when it's targeting. Assuming the sensor view works properly, I mean, but at this stage, I've learned a lot just in this small session that I had this morning making this video. So all of our missiles are tracking well. The Cormoran doesn't have as long a range, and it also does not have as much tracking time. This one can be launched from very, very far away. And judging by the sensor view, we have a solid bead on all of our targets. It's just a matter of wait and see. We've given them the best angle we could possibly go. I tried from behind, and from behind doesn't work. For whatever reason, the missile drops short behind the ship. And they are still tracking very strong. These are slow moving targets. They're not going anywhere. 1, 2, 3 hits. Thank you very much. Beautiful shot there as we fly past in the cockpit view. And I would say that the future of anti-shipping is strong. But at this stage, your only real option is the Buccaneer S2B. Let me know what you think about these additions to the fleet and the air wing of the UK. I'm excited. Naval operations are my favorite thing. I don't play a lot of air anymore because there's not enough of what I want to play anymore. Until next time, Commander Tyrael, out.